Hello, my 7th and 8th grade. Today we're going to do a little bit of a review on perspective. We're going to go a review of 1-point, 2-point, and 3-point perspective. We're going to do a quick little drawing of a school desk to do this. Now, I'm not any of those fancy, weird school desks that are all interestingly shaped for comfort and whatnot. I'm talking old school, rectangle-topped school desks with a cubby hole in the middle for you to stick all the random stuff and find gum that somebody left there from last hour. All right, I know, gross. But we're going to use that because it's very, very simple. From the top, it's just a rectangle. From the bottom, you see kind of a rectangle on the inside and the 3 legs. So if you're looking directly at it from the bottom. And from the side, we've got all sorts of other interesting details. So you're going to need a piece of paper, and we're going to draw 3 drawings on this paper. Of 1-point, 2-point, and 3-point perspective. Now, for some of you in 6th grade, we really got into 1-point perspective, and some of the 8th graders got even into 2-point, but last year we didn't really get as far. So, and 3-point perspective is going to be a little bit new for everybody. 1-point, you're just looking at one side of it, and everything else is kind of straight on. You see this from an angle and a little bit, you're kind of facing this area straight on, and this side is an angle going away from you. 2-point perspective, you're seeing and you can see the angles and everything more to it. In comic books, they really go into 3-point perspective a lot for drawing buildings because it looks really cool. There's a lot of dramatic movement, and it looks really awesome drawing these buildings in 3-point perspective. One vanishing point over this way, and the third one down here. Now, 3-point perspective has an issue. Stuff that doesn't seem to make sense. Something that should be going up and down in our viewpoint is really, really skewed. Like over here, anything that's going downward is going to be pointed at this vanishing point. So if I had the same desk way over here, this same desktop here is not even close to the same shape. It's way stretched. It's stretched really far towards this other vanishing point. And as objects come closer to our bottom vanishing point, it's going to stretch as well. We call that the distortion. And you have to do the distortion right for it to look good. You're done with the whole picture, but the problem is while you're drawing it, you don't want to do it. Your brain fights against drawing something you know is straight up and down, but at an angle. Yeah. All right. So, that's a lot of talk. Let's go ahead and begin. 1-point perspective. Draw a quick little 3 boxes on our page just so we have 3 small drawings. And we're doing this fast and loose. We don't necessarily need a ruler because we're just going to go really short. So you should be able to mentally draw these things in pretty fast. I'm just going to add my horizon line and a vanishing point. Now, I'm going to draw just a rectangle right here. This rectangle is going to even have a little cubby hole inside of it. So a smaller rectangle inside. And I'm going to erase the horizon line from inside my box. Now, up above this box, I'm going to draw a smaller rectangle that goes over the edges a little bit. Pretty basic. Now, from this corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner, those 4 corners, 1, 3, and 4, I'm going to draw lines going to this vanishing point. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm going to cut those lines off in the same shape, so down, over, down, down, over, down. And then I'm going to erase the lines over here. And now I have some of my vanishing point here. I'm going to add this little first section of the leg is just rectangle going down, and then I'm going to add a little skinnier rectangle and then the foot. Now from this part here, I'm going to draw a line going to my vanishing point because that's going to tell me how big or how long to make that other skinny rectangle. I'm going to do the same thing from the foot, and that tells me how big to make those legs. I'm going to come over here to the other side, and I'm going to draw a line going straight across because this one is at the same distance, and then the foot comes down, same distance. Now for this back leg, I'm going to draw a line that goes straight across from the bottom foot and straight across from that section where the tube size change, the leg size changes. And now I've erased those extra lines. Put my horizon line back there. Throw a little bit of shading. Blend with my finger. Place everything inside the desk to make the desk really pop out. And draw a little line back in here and shade for the inside the cubby. Cool. We just did our 1-point perspective. It took us less than 5 minutes. Oh, I already knew how to do that. Well, yeah, I taught you in 6th grade. Some of you, it's a bit of a review. You could always pause this video, go back and play with this a little bit more and try some more stuff in 1-point perspective. In fact, it looks like I made that. There we go. Go ahead and fix any mistakes you can. All right, next one, 2-point perspective. Same horizon line, but now 2 points. And I'm going to draw a line for the corner of this bottom part, and I'm going to draw lines going to my 2 vanishing points. And I'm going to cut off those lines by drawing a straight line in between them, going straight up and down, somewhere there. Now I'm going to erase the horizon line in mid-side here. I'm going to draw another little line for the inside, and another 2 lines going to my vanishing point, and another straight line over here. And I've got my little inside cubby. I can go from the top and bottom lines, draw 2 lines going to vanishing point, add some shading for the top, and there we go. I got a cubby that actually has a kind of inside thing going on. Now, I'm going to add the corner. I'm going to draw another line, top one. Let me zoom in so you can see that. Now, from the top and bottom of this line, I'm going to draw lines going to my vanishing points. And I'm going to cut them off a little bit off the edge so there's a bit of an overhang on my desk. And now I've got the desk top. I'll even shade in that little bit of an overhang just so we get the cool shadow there, separate it out a bit more. Now for the leg, I'm going to just continue drawing this down. My bigger part of the tube, draw a line going to the vanishing points that tells me how big to make the other tubes, and then draw the foot, skinny. And it's going to end a little shorter on some of the other ones than you think. That's why we draw these lines. Now, erase these guidelines. This is good. Where a lot of people mess up is drawing this 4th leg. What we have to do to draw the 4th leg is we draw a guideline from this foot to this vanishing point, and then this foot to that vanishing point. And where they cross is where the foot is. and cross up here at this other thing is where the other thing is, and this skinny line. So I add those lines to make the measurement of that fourth leg a lot simpler. Go back in, clean up your line, add a little shading, and then erase everything inside, or erase the shading that's inside the desk to make the desk pop out. You don't have to erase the shading inside the cubby hole, because the cubby hole does have some shadow to it. And there you go, 2-point perspective drawing. 3-point perspective. I am going to throw my third point of perspective off the page because it's going to look a little better if I do. And I'll go ahead and put my other points of perspective off the page. Or page, when I say page, I meant my viewpoint space. So, I'm going to start the 3-point perspective similar to how I started this one. But down now points to this vanishing point. So I'm going to draw my line right here. I'm going to draw the oops, sorry, I was wrong. I got stuck in something else. That's actually how we're going to do something for later on. My bad. 3-point perspective. We're going to draw a line coming from our vanishing point on the side, and then a line coming from the other vanishing point on the side. And we are going to find out where they cross. And I like to try to make them cross somewhere in line with the third vanishing point, but that doesn't have to if you don't want. Now, where they cross is going to be the corner of our desk. And corner of the desk. And then I'm going to end them and draw lines from the end point here and here to the opposite vanishing point. And erase the guidelines. Now, I'm going to draw a line coming a little bit from the edge. Actually, I'm going to make this thick. I'm going to do 2 lines coming down, pointing to this vanishing point, and a line there, and I'm going to draw a line that connects to from there to there. I'm going to go ahead and make this rectangular prism. Now, a line coming to this vanishing point, pointing this way, and I'm going to draw a line that connects, creating another little space down here. Now, our little cubby space is going to have 2 more lines that point to this area and this way, and I'm just going to go ahead and shade the whole thing. And then the legs are all going to point down to, and if we draw them right, they'll all line up going to the other vanishing points there and there. And the fourth leg, just like on 2-point perspective, will show up at the intersection between the bottom of those, and there we go. And so I know I went a little fast on 3-point perspective, but every line that's vertical from 2-point perspective matches down to here. All right. I'm going to put this on YouTube. Hopefully it should be uploaded soon. Have a good day.